Hey, this is Malika of Evanston Live TV, and I have with me today an amazing woman. I've been reading about her, looking up this site, Girls on the Run, just the title itself, Girls on the Run. I was like, oh, I like this already. But they have a new president, and her name is Joan Williams, and we have her with us today. I feel so honored, and I'm so excited to hear more about this program, Joan. Welcome, welcome, and congratulations.
No, thank you so much, Malika. Thank you so much for having me on your show. Yeah, we're really excited at Girls on the Run Chicago. It is a character development program for girls in third through eighth grade, and it's transformational in the sense that we provide the girls with an 8-week curriculum about building their character, about dealing with their emotions, and we culminate the whole program with a 5K, in which we say 5K your way. Now, you don't have to be a runner to participate in Girls on the Run, but what we want to do is to help you to identify some goals that you can set at the beginning of the program, and knowing that with the curriculum that you're going to reach those goals at the end.
Wow, wow. So what was your climb to be the president?
I started actually working with Girls on the Run back in 2007 originally when they were starting a new associate board. And so at that time, my main area professionally was in finance and accounting. And so I was helping them, do fundraisers and things of that nature on the associate board. But then the governing board needed someone with a finance and accounting background to kind of review their financial statements and things of that nature. And I transitioned to the governing board. In between that time, I've served as treasurer, as the vice chair of the board, helping out with the governance and onboarding new board members. And then a couple years ago, I was talking to another colleague on the board, and so she was like, "Why don't you run, Joan?" And I was like, why not? I think because I have been deeply invested in the organization, I truly believe in their principles, and I really want to advocate for them. So I thought this would be an ideal opportunity for me personally and professionally. So this is where we are now. I will serve a 2-year term and then transition as the past president, and then of course then move on to what we call our finish line council, in which those who are former board members will then just kind of continue to advocate for the organization as their time permits.
Mm. Now, Joan, were you a part of a program like this when you were growing up?
You know what? Interestingly, I was not athletic at all. I was definitely a reader, um, not involved in something like specific like Girls on the Run, but through my church, there were other programs that were very much so geared to helping girls build their self-esteem. And I think that's just such an interesting question, because I think this is the reason why I participate. I'm a big believer in much is given, much is required. I truly believe in paying it forward. And so I can just personally reflect on when I was coming up, people who invested time in me, whether it was people at my church, teachers, pushing me and telling me that I can do it. And interestingly, I can see my career path was primarily because of the things that I worked on when I was younger. So I was always a treasurer of groups in school, at church. So it just was a natural progression for me to then major in accounting when I went to undergrad. So that then I then became an auditor. I transitioned to law school. So like all of this organization and things helped kind of shape my own career. And that's why I really appreciate Girls on the Run, because we start early telling girls about caring for themselves, thinking about their goals, thinking about how they're going to care for others, really instilling in them confidence and character, and understanding that, you know what, we're not in this alone. We have each other, and it's really important that we kind of leverage the resources around us to kind of help us to be our greatest selves.
Mm, mm. So, so I don't have children of my own, but I have nieces and nephews, and all my friends have kids. So they have a daughter that's, I don't know, age. What's the youngest? Six?
Yeah, so third grade, I think, is about 10 years old.
10
So anyone, so yeah, so third grade to eighth grade is our program. And so if they want to participate, you can check to see if there's a program within your area by going to gotrchicago.org. And if not, we are always looking for folks to volunteer to start programs. And it doesn't just have to be at a school. You can start a program at a church, at a community center. We provide detailed training for those who are site coordinators and who are coaches. The curriculum is phenomenal. I actually served as a coach at Orrington in Evanston many years ago. But still, yeah, I was a coach at Orrington and Evanston, and it's just an amazing program that really talks through very concrete lessons about how do you treat each other, how do you deal with your emotions. And so individuals should just reach out because we're actually now registering for our spring season. And the fun part about it is at the end of the program, we culminate with what we say K your way. So we help the girls learn throughout the program of 60 minutes of curriculum, and then the last 30 minutes of the program is where they do a physical activity, because we also want them to understand that it's also about your emotional, your mental, and your physical health. And if you instill in those things young, then it would just naturally carry with them as they go to high school, as they go to college, and so on and so forth. So yeah, definitely reach out, gotrchicago.org. We're happy to find programs in your area, or we're happy to help you start a program if that is what's your desire.
So, say, I have a 10-year-old child. So, exactly like what does a day look like? And I know it's probably a little different now with the pandemic.
Yeah.
So, what did it look like before? What is it
Yeah, no.
like?
I think Girls on the Run has been really innovative in being able to pivot post-COVID. So right now we have actually three options. You could do in-person programming because depending on what your school is doing, you're totally permissible. Actually, Kingsley in Evanston has an in-person program. You can do totally a hybrid program where it's part virtual and part in person, or you can go totally virtual. So when you sign up, keep in mind that we don't turn any girl away because they may not be able to pay the program fee. So don't let that be a deterrent. Please sign up. If there's a need, we will help meet that need. And once you sign up, you'll get placed on a team. We're very conscientious of making sure that typical teams are about 8 girls so that you have a chance to get to know the people on your team. And then each week, for 90 minutes, 2 times out the week, that's when the program takes place. So, and that will depend on the timing in which your program has decided to start. So oftentimes, most of them are after school, about 3:30 or later. But like I said, because of the new model that we have about doing virtual or hybrid in person, if we have the coaches available and the site coordinators, it could happen on a Saturday. It really depends on what that space and site is able to do. But keep in mind, we provide you with all of the resources, maybe meaning what we call those who are at home, you get an at-home kit that includes some self-guided curriculum. So if you don't have access to a computer, we're not leaving anyone out. Girls on the Run is really conscientious, especially in this time, about an equitable program for everyone. So your ability to have a device should not deter you from participating. So we will give you the appropriate materials based on what you need to participate in the program.
Hmm. Now, I just recently, since the pandemic, started hearing about just so many kids, I guess, who have emotional,
Mm-hmm,
behavioral issues, and it's just it's been controversy here in Evanston with District
mm-hmm,
55 because the board did not want to send kids back into the classrooms because they don't want to risk anyone getting sick or a teacher
mm-hmm,
getting sick. And then so you have this band of parents who are like, I don't care about a virus. My kid needs to go to school
mm-hmm,
because they need to get out of the house and be in
mm-hmm,
school.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Do you all, how do you all handle situations like that?
Yeah, well, we kind of consider ourselves, especially in this time period, we feel as that our program is the right balance of being able to meet girls where they are from a social emotional perspective. But kind of going back to what I commented before is regardless of your home circumstances, you should be able to participate in the program. So if you have a device, then you will be able to participate virtually with your classmates. But if you don't, we also have this whole self-guided worksheet or materials that we send to your home in which will allow you to participate. And we still ensure that you're engaged with a coach so that you're not left out of the process. I think one of the things that we quickly learned, even prior to the pandemic, we have been always conscientious of making sure that what we were offering was equitable, meaning that we wanted to ensure that anyone who wanted to participate could participate. And two, we didn't want you to feel embarrassed if you didn't have the resources. So therefore, we created processes so that you can then fill in a scholarship application and no one else on your team had to know that you were receiving some type of subsidy just because you could not afford to participate in the program. So we're always conscientious of making sure that we're building up the girls in our program so that they can be competent, so that they can have confidence and connection with others, regardless of their home circumstances. So I think we just meet you where you are, and we help you in the programming deal with your emotions. So no matter what's happening at school, this is a safe place for you to talk about the things that are happening because we make sure that we train our coaches to know how to address the more complicated issues and to escalate things up as appropriate.
That's good to know. Especially when you hit the age 10 and you get into the preteens and then you're 13. Oh my God, the emotions are just like all over
Yeah,
the place.
right. And you know what? Society doesn't make it any easier. You know what I'm saying? I think they're always pitting girls against each other as if we're in a competition. And so that's what we're trying to teach the girls early. Hey, I mean, you all may not be able to agree with everything, but there's a peaceful way for you to resolve these conflicts. Like you don't have to have enemies unless you want them. You know what I'm saying? So it's really, you know what I'm saying? So like it's, I mean, competition is healthy, but there's a way for you to kind of navigate it. And so I think we're teaching girls early on that you care for yourselves and then you can care for those in your community around you. And then two, you can then know how to work with those who are more difficult because that doesn't change when you become an adult.
Oh yeah.
so, so it's really these skills are transferable, but it's really important to help people help the girls grasp onto them early on. So because I mean we've all heard of that mean girls scenario and bullying and things of that nature. No, we want to help you when early on to know how to deal with those types of things.
Mm, mm. So do the girls have to be, and because I looked on your website and it looked like everybody was running.
Well, that's the thing. We are a physical activity program, so we culminate with a 5K your way at the end. But you know what though? I'm a run walker. So when I am participating in the program, the key is that, physical activity is important. And so we do stress that. But you do your physical activity based in the manner in which you can. So when I was a coach and I was one of the things that we also to look for in our 5Ks is that we have running buddies. So we always pair up the girls with someone that they can run with or walk with in that actual 5K. And so you and your partner decide how are we going to finish this race because that's the key. We're teaching them how to set goals and then how to actually accomplish those goals. So yes, we do focus on physical fitness, but we do it within your capability. So don't feel as if like you have to be a sprinter. If you are a jogger, if you are a speed walker, we can accommodate you. So like, yeah. Because the key is to get moving. Because what we've also found too in the tons of research is that physical activity helps relieve stress, it
Mhm.
helps clear your mind. And so we're giving the girls early on coping strategies, which is dealing with life. And so we're teaching them that, hey, if I just take a moment, if I need to walk around the block, I mean, that's still physical activity and it helps calm me down. It helps me address whatever I need to address in a reasonable manner. And so, really instilling that in them early so that, as things get bigger in their lives, they know how to deal with them.
Yes, yes, I agree with that 100%. Even as an adult, I started walking
Mm-hmm.
um, before the pandemic had hit, and I was walking. I got up to 5 miles a day. I was doing
Mm-hmm.
and I just felt amazing. I
Don't
lost.
you feel amazing?
Oh, it feels so good. Yeah, because I'm not a runner. That's why I was asking because I'm
Yeah,
sure.
no, no, no. You don't have to be a runner to participate in Girls on the Run.
Yes, yes. I am a walker though. I can walk forever. It feels. Sometimes I feel like I can walk the entire city of Chicago because I feel
Mhm.
so good.
No, it really does. I mean, it helps release whatever tension and it clears your mind. So, and that's what we want to teach the girls in the sense of like, sometimes life is hard and sometimes you got to take a walk. So, like, so that you can kind of release whatever, and it helps you to think, clear your mind, and it helps really manage your emotions. So, like when you feel as if things are boiling, how do I deal with those things that cause me to be really upset and fiery on the inside? You then start creating your own strategies about how to deal with those things. And so one of the things that we focus on too is like, maybe do some physical fitness. Maybe it's journaling. Just giving the girls a variety of strategies just to deal with life is what our main goal is.
Oh, I am loving this. I love it. Love it. God, I wish I was a kid again. This is
You
great.
know, Malika, it's so funny that you say that because we say on the board oftentimes it's like, you know what, they need a Girls on the Run for adults because like it's seriously those these strategies and I mean, it's always nice to be reminded as to like how do I need to handle or just check in with yourself to be like, oh, I feel a little off. Why am I feeling off? And what do I need to do to recalibrate myself so that I don't feel that way? And so I think these principles are applicable whether or not you're 10 or 55 or older. You know what I'm saying? Like it definitely applies. So it's really cool to see. Even I find it even beneficial when I was a coach. Some of the things that I was just reminded of, or even just reflections that I was doing through the process, just to kind of help me just manage my own life.
Mm, mm. So when did Girls on the Run? When did this
Yeah,
begin?
so the Girls on the Run is Chicago started in 1999, and it started in 8 counties. And it currently now serves 8 counties: Cook County, DuPage, Grundy, Kane, Kankakee, Kendall, Lake, and Will.
Wow.
And so we have served over 87,000 girls within that area since 1999. And now we're at the point where we're really just reevaluating our strategy about how we grow and where we grow. And so really taking a step back, which we were doing prior to COVID, but I think, of course, COVID pushed us into to do it even more broadly because we were really dependent on programs in school. And when schools had to close down for a bit, it also hampered the way that we did the program. But we quickly pivoted and realized that, hey, we can offer this virtually. We can give you a home kit, or you can be hybrid or in person. So then now it's giving us more variety and it's giving us an opportunity to impact more girls. So like, and I think one of the coolest things that came out of just our response to the pandemic is before girls used to be grouped just based on their own school. Now we're able to mix teams across communities. So really fostering these greater dialogues about things that are happening in the world, as well as too, we're able to recruit a different type of coach. So in the past, it was primarily teachers and those who were in the school. Now that the programs can be offered at different times, we can get other professional men and women who are really interested in working with us. So yeah, so just really excited about the possibilities. Like, I think there's just so many possibilities about serving even more girls, having an even greater impact on the Chicagoland area, and then really solidifying our strategic plan going forward so that we can deal with whatever may come our way. Hopefully no more pandemics, but like whatever may come, we'll be able to pivot and adjust ourselves as appropriate.
Are there some new things you're actually going to be adding on?
Well, I wouldn't wait. I think the K your way is definitely new. So historically, we would always hope, and this is the thing, we're still in development thinking about this, but what we're realizing is that, should we create greater senses of community and allow each school or a group of schools to do their own 5K or their own type of event. So in the past, we always had these ginormous 5K events, which were wonderful, don't get me wrong, in Grant Park and in other really large venues, in which it was a lot of fun to kind of see, tens of thousands of people together. But now we're taking a step back and like, hey, does this best serve the girl? Does this best serve the participants? So just thinking through, do we do smaller community events? or what, so we definitely know that we will do some type of 5K because that's kind of part of the overall curriculum, but it may look drastically different. And two, it doesn't mean just because we're back in person that we eliminate the virtual. Maybe that's a better option for some people, you know what I'm saying, from a convenience perspective. And so just really listening to our community just to kind of figure out what works best for you, because the main goal is we want to have impact and we want to make sure that the program gets to who needs the program.
Mm, mm. What do you all look for in volunteers? So
Mm.
you no longer, looking for teachers necessarily.
Hmm.
What do you look for?
You know what? I think too, the one thing that we look for is someone who has some willingness to engage with young people. So, like, because we do want the program to be exciting and engaging. And granted, though, we do give you all the tools, the materials, so that you can be as engaging as possible. But I think just a commitment to assisting girls in reaching their limitless potential. At the end of the day, we want you to be a believer in their future and their possibility. So therefore, someone that's a cheerleader and is willing to encourage them. Now, keep in mind, we do the standard checks. We do a background check. We do, um, we make sure that you, I mean, of course, being able to meet the time commitment at the, because you're supervising young people. So if you're in person, we need you to be physically there. But everything else, we would definitely provide you with training on CPR, whatever you need if you're in person, and then whatever training that you may need to kind of handle the virtual technology.
Wow, wow.
We prepare you so you don't have to worry about like, oh, I don't know. Don't worry about that. We just need you to have a willing heart, and be willing to also encourage the girls to recognize their potential. Like, I can just distinctly remember folks who recognized things in me when I was younger, and that carried me through. And so we look for folks who are willing to see the possibilities in a young person.
Mm, mm. So, what have been some of the success stories? I know some girls have probably come back. Well,
Hmm.
young women have come
Yeah.
back.
You know what? At our 10-year anniversary, we actually had some alumni come back, and they also oftentimes spoke about just their leadership ability, how they felt that it started with them being in Girls on the Run. We also did a longitudinal study, like, oh my goodness, a study was done in which it was tracking how a girl felt about themselves at the beginning of the program and how they felt at the end of the program. And the data is showing that girls feel more confident after they have participated in Girls on the Run. And so therefore we're kind of use this data to constantly enhance the curriculum so that we know that girls who are more confident as girls end up being confident women. And so then therefore they can stand up in the boardroom, in the courtroom, wherever they are able to express themselves fully, because we want them to show up as their true selves, like not hiding, not camouflaging. I am enough, so this is who I am. And it starts early.
Mm, mm. This is just awesome. I absolutely love it. So, how do you get a school involved? How does that
Yeah.
process work?
So what we have is if you go to our website, gotrchicago.org, you can see if your school is already participating. But if not, you can then register. And so then in that registration process, one of the things that's a criteria to participate in an in-person program is that we always want to make sure that we have 2 adults, I believe, to every 8 to 10 girls. So therefore, that will determine how many teams you will have. So then on the school side, you need to see, do you have the necessary adult support so that you can facilitate a team. Outside of that, if it's virtual, it's the same thing as well, because we definitely want someone there to kind of help manage the Zoom or whatever. And if it's an at-home kit, then it's just more so us plopping a girl or assigning a girl to an appropriate team so that she then has the appropriate connection with the coach and the appropriate connection with other girls on her team. So yeah, so just go to our website and register, and then you will see all of the information about any potential fees. Because once again, we definitely want everyone to participate. But if you cannot participate, we would definitely look for ways for you to participate.
Wow, wow. And how do you all handle? I'm from a generation. I'm coming to educate myself, inform myself on
Mhm.
this new generation, but um, the use of the pronouns and the transgender, like how do
You
you
know
all?
what? That's a really good question. I think we respect people where they are. And so I think at the beginning of our introductions for a team, we ask you specifically, how do you want us to address you? Now, I can't say, there's full lessons on that because I think, we take you as you are. And so we respect who you want to be called and things of that nature. So.
Hmm, hmm. Wow, this is great, Joan. I am loving it.
Oh no, good. And I hope your TV audience is loving it as well and will volunteer and sign up. We have so many things that are, like I said, the spring season is starting, and so we're looking for volunteer coaches. If you want to sign up your school, community center, or church, definitely go to our website, gotrchicago.org. And if you are just a community member and want to participate in some type of virtual 5K, I can see you walking, Malika. we have, we have two events coming up later on in the year, one on Saturday, May the 22nd, and the other one on Saturday, June 12th. And you just walk, run, bike, skate, do whatever you want to do in your neighborhood, but you're doing it on behalf of Girls on the Run. And we would definitely have more information about those events on our website in the coming months.
Oh, this is great. Yes, I want to participate in that. Yeah, I've
Yay!
never done that. I've only it's just me and my music walking along the
And
lake.
that's totally fine. Because we say K your way, it may just be you and your music, but you choose how you want to do it. And you can always invite your friends, like in support of Girls on the Run. Join me for a 5 mile, 10 mile, however many miles you want to walk. Join me on this very specific day. And then therefore we use social media to stay connected. We take pictures, we post them on Instagram and Facebook so that everyone sees that we are K'ing our own way for Girls on the Run Chicago.
Mm, this is great. So, John, tell the people one more time, and I'll be sure to put the information in the description when I
Okay.
post this. But let everyone know how they can reach you all.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so if you want to participate in Girls on the Run Chicago, all you have to do is go to gotrchicago.org and you will have all the information that you need to register a program, register a girl, donate to the organization, participate in any of our 5Ks. As I indicated before, we're having a K Your Way on Saturday, May the 22nd, and one on Saturday, June the 12th. But right now we're in our spring season and we are in need of girl participants as well as program sites. In Evanston, it's currently in person at Kingsley, but it doesn't only have to be at Kingsley. All of the other schools where I used to coach at Orrington or wherever else in Evanston, feel free to go to the website again, gotrchicago.org, to figure out how you can best register your program.
Okay. And congratulations again on being appointed president. How's that been?
You know what? It's been really busy. Lots of meetings in between everything else, but it's been fun though. I love to think about things strategically. So it's given me a chance to kind of use some other parts of my brain, especially too with us coming out of, a tough 2020. So just really figuring out how do we build back better than we were before. And so it has been a really enjoyable experience. I think because I embrace the values, about caring for myself, caring for others, paying it forward, it doesn't feel like a chore. It's just it's definitely just me enjoying living life and trying to make the world better.
Mm. I can tell that you really love what you're doing. You give off such joy and happiness.
Oh, thank you.
Yes,
I appreciate that.
that's who people want to trust their children, especially their little girls.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I can say that I am this way because of those who instilled so many great things in me. And so this is what we're trying to do at Girls on the Run as well, helping girls to be joyful, healthy, confident, um, physically fit so that they can live productive lives.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Joan. Thank
No,
you.
no, thank you so much, Malika, for having me. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you all's service, and I will definitely get the word out. I think that it's needed. It's key, and yes, and a lot of these kids, they have got to get out the house and get some exercise.
Walk, run, skate, bike, just get moving.
Just get moving. Just
Just get moving. Just get moving.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you so much, Joan. And the door is always open. Anything new coming up with Girls
Okay.
on the Run, you want to come back and promote um, the event in May and the
Yeah.
one in June.
Yes.
So, yes, you please come back and
Oh, no, definitely. Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you for even offering that opportunity. We appreciate it.
yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Joan. Thank you.
No, thank you, Malika. It was so great talking to you.
You too.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. This has been Malika Evanston Live TV. That was Joan Williams. She is the new president at Girls on the Run. This sounds like a fabulous program. And yes, they have to do a Girls on the Run for us women because we need
Yes.
we need some exercise. We got to stay
Right, right.
together, and it helps relieve stress. And these kids today, they're inundated with so much information that I think it stresses them out. It's just too much going on in their head, their emotions. So this is awesome. They can have mentorship and guidance and and get exercise, all of that on top,
Yep.
you know, getting their goals together. So it's awesome. So you all please stay tuned for more. We will have more with Joan Williams from Girls on the Run. And this is awesome. I love hearing great news. Just
Oh,
great.
good, good.
So you all please stay tuned here at Evanston Live TV. We have more amazing people doing amazing things.